I use these two things of milk, these two half gallons of milk, to make some lactic acid bacteria, as you could see in one of my YouTube videos. And I was gonna let the system just go ahead and compost it or recycle it or whatever it does, but I figured that I'd kind of turn it into a little craft of my own. And stay tuned and check this out. So my idea is basically just to cut this milk carton in half, and then you'll see here in a second, but I should have 4 useful tools for the garden. So one of my favorite parts about gardening is definitely that anything can be put to use in the garden, especially something that would normally be recycled or composted, or anything in the kitchen, anything in daily life. It can pretty much be used in the garden. All right, comment below if you guys think you already know what I'm about to do with these. Cha-Cha's like my personal vacuum cleaner and sponge all in one. Alright, follow me out to the garden and you'll see what I'm about to do with these. Alright. Yep, you guessed it. Filling them up with soil. And for these ones, I'll just take the cap off of it. And the cap could just get thrown. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna pick it up and recycle it. Alright, and then I'm just gonna take from the pile of cuttings that I have here 2 snake plants, and then I'll do 2 cuttings of geranium. So the snake plants are pretty easy. They're ready to go. Just put them right in. And then with the geranium that I have here, what I do is I cut it just about where the new node is right here, where it splits into more leaves. I'll just cut these leaves off, and then just about where it is, I'll cut it at about a 45-degree angle. And that kind of just gives it the most likeliness of success. And then I always like to make sure that the head of it is kind of the part that I'm taking. I'll also trim off this leaf right here real quick. And then just stick it in the soil. There we go. There's one geranium, and then here's another one. And so this is the tip of it right here, the head of it. So that's the beauty. That's what's gonna become a whole nother huge geranium plant. And I just cut off all these leaves. I cut off this leaf too. And I can even cut off this leaf. I cut the leaves off of them basically just to give them like a more growth towards the top of it, and more growth towards the bottom of it, the roots, and then growth upwards. It just kind of takes away any of the unnecessary work that it has to do to keep all those other leaves alive when it needs to focus on building roots and shooting upwards. So let's just go in and grab it from a 45-degree angle here. We'll call it here at this one. Boom. And then again, just make a little hole in the soil. Stick it in. Give it a nice blanket. And after every time I plant anything, I always give it a quick little water. That way it knows it's in its home. Nothing like a nice sip of water to know you're home, right? Hey, stop laughing at my plants that are peeing. We all pee. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of how to use stuff from the kitchen in your garden. And if you're digging what I'm doing, I'll keep planting it. So I really appreciate it if you'd go ahead and subscribe and like and maybe comment or do whatever you can do to kind of help me out on my channel and help it grow. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.